Eddie Johnstone also for the Rangers, Mark Curtin, a rookie for the Leafs, and Tiger Williams scoring the Toronto goals. In just a moment, Bill Hewitt, Brian McFarland, and the play-by-play of the second period.
For sure, Brian was really wide open. And now we'll have a look at the Phillips first period summary. Curtin at 9:54, his first NHL goal. Maloney at 13:55, at Don Maloney. Tiger Williams at 14:58. Johnstone at 19:53. Shots on goal by the Leafs 8 and the New York Rangers 6.
Once again, a reminder that Wednesday, October 17th, it'll be Minnesota at Toronto. That'll be seen in Ontario, and Western viewers can watch Vancouver playing at St. Louis. Wednesday night hockey, October 17th. Well, we're almost set to begin play now for the second period as the Leafs group around Mike Palmateer at the north end of the arena. The crowd settling in, and in just a second or two, play will be underway.
And with the two teams playing the way they are, it's nice to have a nice flat ice surface.
Oh, the ice is in beautiful shape for this opener tonight. I know they painted the lines on it in the wee small hours of the morning and been working on it most of the day, so it's exceptionally fast tonight.
All set to go now as we have number 11, Alf Nilsson at center, Sullivan in the left wing, and Hedberg on the right. And Maloney, who was just hit by Lanny McDonald, shoots the puck in for the New York Rangers. It's a 2-2 tie in this second period just underway. Back of the net for Nilsson. Tried to center it. Williams has it. Williams shot it out. And Maloney has to recover. Gets it back over on the wing. Cleared back up at center and shot by the New York Rangers into Leaf territory. Sullivan goes after it, gets it back to Hedberg, and it's knocked back to the blue line. And Maloney a drive. That one hit Lanny McDonald. He goes down. And Badney covers up, but that drive went right off the leg of Lanny McDonald.
McDonald trying to skate it off now, number 7 of the Leafs. We might catch the replay of that. The shot from the point, puck on its way. McDonald gets right in front of it. You know, barring injury, we heard Dave mention a potential 50-goal season for Lanny McDonald this season. That would certainly be a probability. As we look at the new gondola here at Maple Leaf Gardens, our broadcast spot, just wave at our camera to let you know where we are. Eddie Milliken, our statistician, also waves. Good for you, Ed.
Hoffman has the puck for the Maple Leafs, shoots the puck in, goes to the corner, back of the net. Wayne Thomas stopped it there. Ron Greshner kicks it over onto the right wing. And it's Don Murdoch taking a long shot. The rebound, Palmateer, and he drives it out to center right. Esposito with Don Murdoch playing on the right side. The puck shot in. That's Don Maloney, number 12, who has scored a goal. Back comes Hotham of the Leafs at center. A long shot into the corner. The rebound goes to Thomas, giving it to Gavrimo. Comes back out to center ice. Hotham stops it there, knocks it right back in again, and the Rangers pick it off. Ron Greshner getting it up to Don Maloney to Esposito. Esposito comes up with it, shoots the puck in. And going back is Greg Hotham. Hotham, number 4. Taking a regular turn. A long pass up to Ellis. Ellis then ahead for Boschman. Boschman goes over the line. Trying to set up Anderson. Boschman went into the net. And the Rangers bring it back. Esposito coming up at center. Knocked it over the line. Hotham gave it right back to him. A pass in front, and Palmateer knocked that one over the glass. From Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Breaking away for the good times. Hey, hey, breaking away for the good times. Then raise a glass of Canadian. Molson Canadian, raise a glass of Canadian. Good times.
Our cameraman was only inches away when that puck, 6 ounces of vulcanized rubber, flew into the crowd. There's the souvenir holder.
Walter Kachuk had sent it out for the Rangers with Steve Vickers on one wing. There's the puck in as Keith Saganuk tried to get loose. He's number 8 for the Leafs. He's out there with Maloney and Dave Gardner. The puck is clear right in front of the net, and that is knocked down. The puck gets loose, but was lost the sight from the referee, so he blew the whistle. Paul Gardner making a nice move in the corner, but Maloney just couldn't get that drive away.
Mario Marois with the mouse under the eye. World Series score. Baltimore leading Pittsburgh 5-0 first inning.
The puck is cleared around on the boards on the right side, kept in by Maloney right in front, and Paul Gardner lifted that one high over top of the glass from about 8 feet out.
Another souvenir, this time to a young fan in a Maple Leaf sweater. Paul Gardner looks disgustedly down at the ice as if to say, why did that have to happen? He was in perfect position, and Gardner is deadly when in that close. 30 goals his past 3 seasons.
Puck deflects into the corner in Ranger territory. Paul Gardner went up after it, and it's brought back by Wally Tkachuk. Tkachuk up to center ice, over the red line. A pass over the blue line to Johnstone. Eddie Johnstone that comes over here in the wing. Intercepted by the Leafs, and Boya Salming for Paul Gardner. Back for Boya Salming. Offside is Maloney, and Boya Salming was dumped rather heavily as he crossed the blue line.
Paul Flaherty blew that one down, the new linesman. Crowd set up a hoot and a holler when Salming went flying through the air. They were waiting for referee Brian Lewis to blow the whistle on it. No penalty on the play.
All set to go for the faceoff. Outside the line. Alf Nilsson out there at center. Over on the Deblois playing on the right wing, number 23, as the Rangers clear the puck in. The head goes after it. He's covered. Hotham clearing it along the boards for Daryl Sittler. He's checked. The Rangers try to keep it in, but shoot it out to Vadnais at center right. Vadnais shoots the puck in, and the score is still 2-2 in this second period with 16:49 remaining. Up to center ice for Williams. Over to Sittler. Sittler try to pass in front. Lanny McDonald takes a drive. That's wide of the net. Williams in for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald takes his shot. That's deflected wide. Hotham into Sittler. Sittler rolled it in front, and it's picked off by the New York Rangers, who get it up to center ice. Over the line, Ian Turnbull takes his man out. Williams has the puck now for the Maple Leafs. 16-16 remaining in the second period. A 2-2 tie. Played off the boards out to center. Lanny McDonald intercept. Lanny McDonald, back it goes to Hotham, and he shoots the puck into the corner, picked off by Vadnais. Vadnais with Phil Esposito, and the pass goes down the right wing, and it's picked up by Hotham again. Over it goes to Quenneville. Quenneville was checked. The puck goes back into Leaf territory, and back of the net for Hotham again. Greg Hotham, back of the Maple Leaf goal, trying to find a man in position. He hits Sittler at the blue line. Sittler, a long pass for Lanny McDonald, just too far. Picked up by Ron Greshner. Greshner of New York comes straight down to center. He goes over the line, was bumped by Quenneville, and it's clear to the blue line, but not out. Esposito kept it in. Lanny McDonald gets it out. Daryl Sittler just failed to steal the puck as he was behind Greshner. Greshner just shoots it down the ice, and that could be icing. Quenneville touches it, and play is called. This is Wednesday Night Hockey live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Everything you ever knew about snowmobiles is about to change forever. For this is the year that the Skidoo snowmobile will go beyond anything you've ever imagined. The world's #1 selling snowmobile. Now the world's #1 way. Go do it.
Skidoos for 1980, sold and serviced at Lakeview Marine.
And there we have a New York Rangers sign up there. That's the captain of the New York Rangers, number 26, Dave Maloney. We have a 2-2 tie in the second period. Washman put out of the circle. Esposito doesn't like it either. Nevertheless, Don Murdoch talking to Esposito. They make a change. They're still trying to figure out who to take the face off.
Espo would make great traffic cop, wouldn't he?
They sure would. They'll all be on the sidewalk. Up at center ice. The Rangers come over the line. Here's a chance to drive, and Mike Palmateer caught that off Ron Brechner.
Good catch by Palmateer and a fine play by Greshner. He's very dangerous offensively. He's the Ian Turnbull counterpart on the Rangers, I guess. He can play well along the blue line and come up front.
Now we have Phil Esposito. Don Murdoch. The puck goes onto the skate. Boya Salming a long pass. It's a breakaway for John Anderson. He's going right in and goal. He shoots at the goal post.
Boy, he's got speed, doesn't he? Anderson, 15 goals last year. They're counting on him, and they'd like to think he can score 30 this year. Coming in, whistles that shot. Deflected off Thomas, then off the post, and Thomas keeps an eye on it as Ellis moves in, looking for the rebound. Tell you, he gets a step on you, you're not going to catch him, John Anderson.
Oh, you could see he was gone from just over the red line at center. He had the right spot, but just too far to the right. Curtin at center ice now with Pat Boutet and Jerry Butler for the Leafs. Rangers have the puck back of their own net. Carrying pass over on the right wing, up to center ice. Shot over the line intended for Doug Sullivan. It's cleared out. Nilsson is out there with Hedberg. Puck goes back of the Ranger goal out in front of the net. Stop Turnbull, lets one fly. Wayne Thomas covers up and holds onto it as it's giveaway time in the New York Rangers zone.
Well, there's Jerry Butler skating in your picture now. Used primarily as a defensive player, as were several Leafs last year. Gets a chance now to show what he can do offensively under new coach Floyd Smith. Wayne Thomas had a shutout in his very first NHL start. 3-0 over Vancouver.
Nilsson, along with Hedberg and Sullivan, the forwards for the New York Rangers. Puck comes back to Ian Turnbull. He shoots it into the corner. Jerry Butler, Pat Boutet there first. Got it out in front of the net, intercepted. The Rangers come back. Sullivan, a pass over to Lindberg, and he was hit by Ian Turnbull. Now then, the Leafs come up with the puck. Clearing pass by Curtin along the boards, knocked back. Dan Outlook being watched by Hedberg. Curtin again will try it. Jerry Butler lets the puck slide down to center ice. It goes to the blue line, and it's shot back out on the right wing. Hedberg gets it for New York, passing it back. Now the New York Rangers grouping at center over the line. The puck is loose, and Nilsson went in over the blue line and advanced to the puck carrier. With the score, New York Rangers 2 and Toronto 2. Our telecast returns in a moment.
Worried about buying the right color TV?
New York Rangers have made a line change as Kachuk is at center, Vickers on the left wing, and Johnstone on the right. Here's a puck stolen. Gardner's got a break. Going in alone. Right in on goal. He shoots. And another save by Wayne Thomas. Then to Saginaw. Gardner is knocked down then from behind. The puck is still in New York territory. Vickers. And Gardner was knocked down again. Back up for Dan Maloney. He shoots the puck in. Back of the net. Picked up by Boria Salming. Salming. Watched by Kachuk. Goes back of the net. Vickers watches the puck come to center. Gardner to Rocky Saginaw this time. Saginaw by the center at Thomas. Gets it behind the net. As Dan Maloney tried to step into Don Maloney. Or Dave Maloney there. And there's the shot. Palmateer stopped back. Off Kachuk. The rebound over to Maloney. Maloney couldn't get it up to Saginaw, who was in the clear if he'd ever made it. And there's strictly no defense. And this makes it for a very pleasing hockey. The puck goes loose. Kachuk comes up with it as Gardner was knocked down. Walter Tkachuk goes over the line. He was checked. Gardner has the puck again. He was checked, and the puck goes high over the glass into the timer's booth and the penalty area.
Gardner had another good scoring chance. And while we have a break in the action, perhaps we can take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Pittsburgh over Winnipeg, 2-0 now. Goals by Malone and Ferguson. And Chicago leading Edmonton 2-1. Preston and Marks for the Blackhawks, low for Edmonton.
Renbo back to Turnbull. Turnbull's pass was nowhere near Sittler, but the puck slides into Ranger territory. Austin Gavremov gets it over onto the right side. Cleared out by Deblois. Goes over to Quenneville, and Quenneville shoots it right back in again. We have 11 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the second period. A 2-2 tie. A shot right on Mike Palmateer. The rebound to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull out for Lanny McDonald offside.
Here comes a light beer that's really got heart. Molson Light. Had one yet?
Nico will handle this drop of the puck. He'd like to say hello to 5-year-old Rocky Ruffalo in Sick Children's Hospital tonight. And with a name like Rocky Ruffalo, that young man who's 5 will someday be an athlete, I'm sure.
Renbo shoots it over on the left wing to Williams. Up it goes to Sittler. Sittler goes straight down the ice alone. Over the line, trying to go through the defense. Thomas getting it over to Gavremov. Then the rebound off the boards comes over here to Phil Esposito over the blue line. Esposito is checked, and Sittler turns around and comes back. Turnbull trying to get up with him. Sittler takes the shot. Thomas stopped that and held it out.
Now, Sittler's quite a hockey player, Bill. The way he carried that puck without looking at it is something every young player has to learn how to do, and Sittler took lots of time to look around. He did have Turnbull coming in on the other side. Now he skates right through your picture, but Sittler took quite a good low shot himself, and Wayne Thomas has had to be extremely alert in goal for New York. Thomas with 15 wins, 10 losses, and 3 ties last season. Big man for Rangers in the playoffs was Big John Davidson, out with knee problems, but back shortly.
Alf Nelson, Doug Sullivan, and Anders Hedberg are the 3 forwards for the New York Rangers. Puck brought up to center ice by Mike McEwen. Gets it over the line. The rebound off the boards. Palmateer clearing it, and it goes over the glass into the crowd. 11 minutes remaining exactly in the second period. A 2-2 tie.
Atlanta playing Quebec tonight. Gary Unger, the newest of the Atlanta Flames, and the Flames lead Quebec 1-0. Goal by Phil Russell there in the second period.
Nelson against Boschman. Boschman gets it to Borje Salming. Salming is then checked by Sullivan. He started right across the goal mouth. Hedberg is knocked down by Anderson, and there goes the first penalty of the game. This is NHL Wednesday Night Hockey.
Holding the call against the Leafs, John Anderson, 9:09 into the second period. You see it on Anders Hedberg here. In the corner, referee Brian Lewis says you're off for 2.
Mike McEwen and Dave Maloney are the defensemen on this power play for the New York Rangers. Still out there, Nelson, Hedberg, and Sullivan. The puck is loose at the side of the net, goes behind the goal into the corner. Dave Burrows went after it. Nilsson's got it for New York. Centered it right in front, and Hedberg shot it wide. Nilsson a drive, another shot. Palmateer's down. They all pile up, and they hold it out.
Just watching young Sullivan play with Hedberg and Nilsson, every young player, when he gets a chance to make a pro club, often wonders who he's going to be lined up with. You couldn't ask for better line mates than a pair like Hedberg and Nilsson. Nilsson particularly a great playmaker and the most accurate shooter in the NHL last year. Now watch in front of Palmateer. There's Sullivan, 9. Hedberg comes in, tries to get that shot away. Palmateer goes down to the ice, and the Leafs manage to hold it out under that pileup.
All ready to go. The puck is dropped. Comes back. Rangers with Sullivan into the corner. Nilsson has it. Mike McEwen back at the blue line. Now McEwen gets it over to Nilsson. Right in front. Oh, and Palmateer made a great save on Hedberg. There's another try. That one was just off the pad. There's going to be a penalty here. I believe that Nilsson was dumped by Mike Palmateer, and there's going to be a penalty to Palmateer.
Nilsson.
Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Brador is the finest achievement of our brewmaster's art. Gently mellowed and slowly aged, this superior quality brew is simply the best we've ever made. Your favorite quality establishment undoubtedly has some for you now.
Well, we have a look at Nilsson here as Sullivan goes out for holding for the Rangers. And Nilsson upset with Palmateer. You see on the replay that Palmateer got his stick up and Nilsson was cut. And the Rangers were called with the penalty.
Well, maybe he called the penalty and then blown the whistle, and then Palmateer got him with his stick. And he's very, very fortunate he didn't get a penalty on that play. As it turns out, the Leafs wind up playing five-a-side. Ron Ellis gets it back into the circle over on the left wing. Hotham getting it up for Burroughs. Rangers break it up past for Esposito. Goes astray, and Ron Ellis recovers number 6 over to Greg Hotham. Hotham of the Maple Leafs. Back he goes on the left wing to Dave Burroughs. Burroughs with Ron Ellis. Ellis over for Pat Boutet. Pat Boutet to Burroughs. He shot the puck in. Ellis goes after it, trying to steal it from Ron Greshner, but Greshner has it the side of the New York Ranger goal. Greshner off the board for Don Maloney. He gets it over on the wing to Gavremau. Gavremau coming back for the New York Rangers. Partially blocked by Pat Boutet. Played back by Greshner again. The Rangers taking their time in their own territory. Leafs trying to forecheck. Ron Ellis trying to get the puck loose. Pat Boutet losing. And Esposito goes down with Don Maloney. They're over the line. A backhand shot. Palmateer covers that to Ron Ellis. Off the boards for Pat Boutet. Can't reach it. Anderson's back on the ice. The Leafs are full strength. Phil Esposito takes the shot. That's wide of the net, and the Leafs come out. Rangers trying to get back as they were changing on the go. Pat Boutet over the line. Poked by Rosman. And it's knocked back out over the blue line at Turnbull. Over here for Hotham. Hotham shoots it in. That's stopped by Wayne Thomas. In after it was Lanny McDonald, and it goes out with 19 seconds left in the penalty to Hotham at center. Over to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull coming to the Ranger blue line and over. Trying to stick handle his way past Vadnais. Goes in, back of the net into the corner. Still has it. Drops it to Boya Salming. His shot hit Turnbull. And the rebound taken by Dave Maloney. Got it out. But Williams stepped in to Don Maloney and knocked him down. Here's Darryl Sittler. His pass intercepted by Walter Tkachuk, but inside was Eddie Johnstone. Offside.
One of the goal scorers tonight for the Leafs in the first period, Tiger Williams. Mark Curtin, the rookie, scored in his first big league game. Don Maloney and Eddie Johnstone have replied for the Rangers. 2-2. We've got 7:47 to play, second period. John D'Amico, the linesman, just back from a trip over to Russia where he officiated in 3 hockey games.
Play just underway as Boya Salming back of the net. Teams at full strength. Walter Tkachuk out there at center. Steve Vickers playing on the left wing. Lucien Deblois on the right side, number 23. The puck was icing called against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and will come all the way back.
Lanny McDonald hit on the ankle earlier, managed to shake it off. 204 career goals with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In a major high school hockey tournament, the Father David Bauer Classic will take place in Toronto next month. 12 top Ontario teams will compete in this round-robin affair, named in honor of the Catholic priest who has made so many major contributions to hockey over the years and is currently with our Olympic team, and we wish them well in the weeks ahead.
Sittler wins the draw. Quenneville, Joel Quenneville has it back of the net. A quick pass at the blue line, deflected by Williams down the ice. It's rolling, and it goes over the red line. Dave Maloney touches it, and that's icing.
Dave Maloney was asking me about Laurie Boschman before the game tonight, and I said, well, he's a sort of young player. The puck seems to come right to him, which is a gift. And he said, oh, just like Gretzky, huh? He said, we played him a few days ago, and he said, we held him to about 4 points. The puck just followed him around everywhere he went. Quite a talent.
All set to go. False start when Williams jumped offside. The puck is dropped. The Rangers get the draw. It comes back to the blue line. Straight over on the left side. It goes into the corner. Boschman of the Leafs had it for a moment. Vickers gets it away from him, trying to center it, and Sittler has it for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald couldn't get away, but Sittler does. And he just failed to feed Lanny McDonald a lead pass offside at the Leaf blue line.
We have more word on the Edmonton-Chicago game. It's now 3-2 Chicago in front. John Marks has put the Hawks ahead. Dave Hunter scored the second Edmonton goal.
We have 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the second period with the score tied 2-2. Puck is cleared over line by McEwen. A shot. Palmateer handled that. Borje Salming off the glass, and that goes into the crowd. And we'll have another face-off.
Mike McEwen, 20-goal man. Boy, the Rangers have some high scores. They'll score a lot of goals this year, not only up front, but from the blue line as well. So the NHL opens its 63rd season. They opened officially last night. St. Louis at Vancouver. The league's come a long way through some difficult times in its long history.
Nelson, Sullivan, and Hedberg out there on the forward line for the New York Rangers. The Leafs counter with Gardner, Maloney, and Saganuk. Saganuk tried to get around McEwen. McEwen gets up through center and left it for Hedberg. He let it go. Over the line comes Sullivan, and he put himself offside by passing it back.
Back in 1917-18, when the NHL was formed, there were only 4 teams in the league. Now there are 21. In that first year, each team played a mere 22 games, and only Toronto boasted artificial ice. Now, each team playing 80 regular season games.
McEwen gets the puck up over the line. Here's Nilsson trying to finesse his way through, and Gardner comes back with it. Gardner, a pass up for Rocky Saganuk. Saganuk trying to get away from Sullivan. Too well covered. The Leafs with Maloney trying to get it. Gardner's in there as well. And finally, Doug Sullivan has it for the New York Rangers. Gets it over on the wing. It's shot out for Nilsson at center. Batted down by Hotham, who handed it to Sullivan. For Alf Nilsson again. It comes back to the blue line. A shot. Palmateer stopped that, and he stopped another. As Maloney went down, Ian Turnbull comes back. 3-on-1 over the line. And the pass back for Gardner. Gardner then to Saganuk, and he shot it wide. Hedberg brings it back for New York. 5:31 remaining in the second period. Hedberg is knocked down. Sullivan keeps the puck in, though. Sullivan of New York takes his shot. Palmateer stopped that. Hotham around on the board. Saganuk barely get it. Well, he did get it out, and the linesman called him on the offside. We're at 5 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the second period. The score, New York Rangers 2, Toronto Maple Leafs 2.
To every free spirit looking for new and exciting ideas, discover Coulter's, a world of fine furniture. Coulter's invites you on an adventure of discovery. Explore a mosaic of fabrics, natural woods, traditional forms, and contemporary designs. Journey through a maze of colors, patterns, and styles. The largest display of quality furniture in southwestern Ontario. And above all, discover Coulter's very competitive prices. Discover Coulter's, 1324 Windsor Avenue.
There you see Floyd Smith back at the Maple Leaf bench. The time remaining is 5:18. The score is tied 2-2, and the crowd is enjoying every minute of it. Phil Esposito against Boschman. Puck goes back to number 4. Ron Greshner gets it over onto the right side to Gabremont to Esposito, and then Ellis let Boria Salming pick it up. His pass out at the blue line. Boschman tried to get away from Greshner. Cleared by Don Maloney. Don Maloney trying to center it. He did in front. It's the Rangers losing it though, and Anderson headmans the puck to Burrows. Goes over the line himself on the relay. Boschman then tried to head it up to him, and the Rangers recovered. Don Maloney's pass to Esposito, broken up. Boschman and Ellis gets over the red line, then was checked. And Don Maloney comes back alone this time, only to be checked at the Leaf defense. And Dave Burrows back to the goal, into the corner. Trying to get it up to Ron Ellis, and he does. Larry Boschman can't get over the Ranger line. Greshner to Phil Esposito. 4:13 remaining in the period as the puck is shot back into Leaf territory, and it's Boria Salming. Salming, a long pass for Ellis. Couldn't control it off the board. Back over the line for Dave Maloney. And he's stopped. And the Leafs just shoot it down the ice, and that's going to be icing as soon as it's touched by Carl Bedney.
Second intermission, 3:50 away. Let's go down to Dave Hyde.
Thank you, Brian. In the second intermission, I'll be talking to Don Maloney, who has scored the first Ranger goal of this new season. And Brian and I will try our hand at predicting the divisional races in the NHL. Bob Golden will be along, and we'll find out how he's been looking at this second period.
All right, David. Score tied at 2. Toronto 2, New York 2.
Calder Kachuk at center. Vickers on the left wing. Eddie Johnstone on the right. Puck comes back to the blue line. A drive, and that is deflected into the corner. Cleared by Pat Boutet, but not out. Bedney takes the shot. That was stopped by Turnbull. Goes over on the right wing. Jerry Butler can't get it out. Steve Vickers centers it again. And the Leafs break that up, and Turnbull rolls it down the ice. Dave Maloney swiped at it, and it rolls back down into Leaf territory, where Greg Hotham gets it now over to Ian Turnbull. And the checking getting a bit on the close side, but Kirk nearly got loose for the Leafs, number 20, into the side of the net. That's Lieutenant's shot. Wayne Thomas took it away from him. Wayne Thomas made a spectacular save with his left hand with Pat Boutet right in front of him.
Yes, the crowd recognizes it too, and they give Wayne Thomas a warm ovation for that save off Pat Boutet's stick.
3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining to play. Second period, a 2-2 tie. Curtin at center with Pat Boutet and Jerry Butler. The puck gets loose. Knocked down was Curtin. Hotham shoots the puck around on the boards. It goes over for Pat Boutet. Pat Boutet takes his shot. Jerry Butler tried to get in front of the net. He was hauled down. The New York Rangers come back. Walter Kachuk carrying it over the line for Vickers, and it's offside.
Crowd getting on referee Brian Lewis a little bit now. He's been rather lenient tonight. And we'll mention again that Minnesota plays at Toronto next Wednesday night. Fans in Ontario can watch that game, and out west, we really want to welcome our western viewers. It'll be Vancouver at St. Louis. Great hockey fans throughout Canada. None greater than out west.
Long shot off the boards to Tiger Williams. Williams, a pass then coming up with Sittler. A pass to Lanny McDonald. He's closing in on goal. He shoots. Oh, and he missed. And the puck comes all the way out and down the ice. Lanny McDonald was left uncovered, and he just missed. Sittler, a pass for Lanny McDonald again. That's broken up. And Borja Salming stick handles the puck into Ranger territory. Bringing it out was Mario Marwal. Gets it up at center. A long shot. That was off the stick of Deblois, number 23. They go behind the net. And right in the middle of it is Dave Maloney, the captain of the New York Rangers, number 26.
Talk about shooters coming in from the right wing. What's that song? Nobody does it better. Watch McDonald on this replay. Just off the goalpost. Just missed.
He had a fair amount to shoot at, right? On that shot.
Yeah, Wayne Thomas did leave him a little room there.
2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second period. Score tied 2-2. Phil Esposito at center. Don Murdoch is out there as well, along with Gabe Ramond, who just tried to kick the puck and missed it. Back for Gardner. Gardner takes a long shot. That's into the corner, back of the net. Around on the boards it comes, and the New York Rangers bring it back. Phil Esposito going down with Don Maloney. Don Maloney is given a bump by Hotham. Hotham into the corner. Lucky Saganuk goes back to get it. Saganuk for Gardner. Gardner can't get it out. Krishner took a shot. That was stopped by Hotham. Hotham up for Saganuk again, and his pass broken up, and the Rangers have it. Rangers getting a little on the cautious side here in this latter stages of the period. Now then, Don Maloney will try it with a pass over on the wing to Murdoch. Murdoch's shot hit Turnbull, ends up in the corner. They go to the boards. Turnbull holding it there. Now he gets it loose. Shoots it around on the glass, and it goes into the crowd. We'll have a face-off.
Bill goes out for a rest. You know, harking back to that first year of play in the NHL, Bill's hard to believe, but soldiers in uniform were admitted free to Toronto games in those days, and only 7 turned out for the opener when Toronto beat Montreal. 10-9 was the score. Toronto ended up winning the Stanley Cup, beating Vancouver, even though Mickey McKay and the late Cyclone Taylor were outstanding in that series.
Borja Salming with 50 seconds. Gets it to Curtin. Up it comes to Butler. Butler over the line. Butler takes the shot that was deflected by Vadnais. And Dave Maloney. His pass on the right side to Nilsson. Over the line for Hedberg. Hedberg is knocked down. The puck comes out, and the Leafs break down the ice. Curtin over to Pat Boutet. Takes his shot, and that went off Vadnais, and he's hurt.
Boutet had his options open there with Dave Burrows trailing on the play. Now Carol Vadnais has to shake off a shot to the ankle. He was once captain of the California Golden Seals and was traded to Boston, came to the Rangers in that big deal. Brad Park, John Rattel moving on to the Bruins. Esposito going to New York. Oh, we have a second. There's the shot by Boutet. Vadnais right in front of it.
They line up again. Curtin gets the draw. Jerry Butler is shot right on. Curtin's after that puck again. And finally, the Rangers with Vadnais to Esposito, who gets it out to center ice. Borja Salming drives it right back in again with 13 seconds. Red Curtin tried to center it. Picked up by Hedberg, and he got it out to center ice with 6 seconds. That shot is high off the glass. Dave Maloney ducked underneath. Pat Boutet as the bell goes to end the second period with the two teams really going from end to end. And so the score at the end of the second period, New York Rangers.
All the scoring done in the first period. It remains 2-2 at the end of 2 periods, and the shots on goal are almost as even as the score. The Rangers out shooting the Leafs 8-5 in the second period, so after 2 periods, it's New York 14 and the Leafs 13. The first Ranger goal scorer of this season was a guy who really is picking up where he left off in last year's playoffs, Don Maloney. And first of all, we'll talk about the goal tonight. I guess you call it a superstition or whatever you like, but to get that first one in the first game and in the first period has to be just exactly what you wish.
Yeah, Dave, it's a hell of a one less thing to worry about anyway. You know, I was lucky too. Phil gave me the pass and I tipped it and hit the side of the net, came out and had the whole open net, so I was very fortunate. One less thing to worry about, like I said.
Now, last year, do you still walk around kind of shaking your head how it happened and just the great things that happened to you and to the team?
Well, kind of a little bit. I don't know. A few times over the summer, you know, you sit down and think, geez, how did we ever do so well, you know? And, you know, it's really hard to grasp. I know right now, even now, I think about it, and it just seems so unreal, especially for me, because I didn't play the whole year there and coming up and going so far. Something that, you know, as a boy, I always watched Stanley Cup finals and everything, and just to be there, maybe in 10 years from now, you can ask me and register. But right now, I'm just happy we went so far, and now it's a new year, and we'll just have to do the same this year.
Well, this is new for you, a season opener in the Ranger uniform, and I would think it would help having been at training camp and working with Phil Esposito right from the start, because, of course, you clicked on that line when you went up last year, but still, you've had time to work with him, and I would think that would help.
Oh, yeah, no question about that. He's just unbelievable. I know. He's just, to me, him and my brother have been the greatest help of all, but between last year and this year, the difference in training camp was just like night and day. You know, I knew everybody was coming in. You didn't have to impress anybody that much. And it just made it a lot easier. You have a lot more confidence, you know, whereas last year you're out there and you have to run around and try and do everything at once. So, it was good. It was good. And Phil and Donnie and I have worked together, and hopefully we can continue where we left off last year.
Can you put into perspective what the trip to the Stanley Cup final would mean to the Rangers this year? The fact that Fred Shero is no longer new, you're no longer new, everybody kind of feels a part of something that happened a year ago.
Exactly. There's going to be a heck of a lot of people, especially in the New York area, that are going to say, hey, these guys better go all the way to the finals and win it next year. They're going to be in trouble, you know. But I think you just have to go out and work as hard as you did last year. You know, we have now that Ophi Nielsen's back, and hopefully if JD, John Davidson, gets back and everybody's healthy, there's no reason why we can't play to the potential we did last year. Plus, everybody's another year along the line, you know, a little bit mature, and you know, it can't help but help us. You know, it should be very interesting, I think.
Well, we can get by without talking about the sophomore jinx. You score a goal in the first period of the first game.
Got over that one.
Forget about it. Thank you very much, Don, and good luck.
Nice
This is your first full season in the National Hockey League. Coming up next, Brian McFarland and I will run down the divisions in differing order, perhaps. As the score at the end of two periods, Rangers 2 and the Leafs 2. Our intermission continues in a moment.
Everything place for everyone's taste. The beautiful Devonshire Mall.
Hi, I'm Joel Quenville.
And I'm Pat Coutette. Devonshire Mall, a great place to shop. Right, Joel?
Oh, yeah.
The beautiful Devonshire Mall. Convenient Devonshire Mall. There's a whole new direction, a whole new point of view. Everybody's out and going, doing what they want to do. That's why now you'll find the age of 7-Up is here. Cause we love that crisp, refreshing taste, so light and crystal clear. Moving up, camping up, looking up, paddling up. Canada is turning 7-Up, reaching up, jogging up, feeling up, climbing up. Canada is turning 7-Up.
Make room for the 1980 Jeep truck. Hey, America, it's about time you considered more than just these three pickup trucks. It's time you considered the rugged, dependable Jeep truck. It's got higher ground clearance than Chevy, a longer bed than Dodge, more head and leg room than Ford, and it'll haul a bigger payload than all of them. And Jeep's competitively priced, too. Plus, when you need it, famous Jeep four-wheel drive. Now those guys can beat it. You get a lot of truck for your money at the truck division of Jeep Corporation.
The start of the season allows everybody to be a predictor, and the beauty is that it takes a while to be proven wrong. So, Brian, what do you say we have a go and start with the division that I think will be the strongest of the four in the NHL, the Patrick division, won last year by the Islanders?
I think they'll win it again, Dave. It's always fun to make predictions, as you say, this time of year, because next April, whoever remembers. But I like the Islanders again. I like the Rangers, too. But the team I really like in that division that could pull off the upset, shall we say, is Atlanta. With Unger now, they could give the Islanders a run. But I'd go with the Islanders, Atlanta, The Rangers, Philadelphia, I think they're maybe in decline a little bit, and Washington could be a big, strong club in that league.
Well, I think it's important to remember that just because Washington might finish 5th in that division doesn't mean that the Capitals can't take a big step up, and I think they might do that. I disagree with you about Philadelphia. I think starting fresh under Coach Pat Quinn, the Flyers may be the strong team that we've been used to seeing. In Atlanta, I'm not convinced the defense is quite as good, so I put Philly up in second, followed by the Rangers, the Flames, and the Capitals. Now, the Smythe division, if the Patrick is the strongest, is probably the weakest.
I would agree with you there. I think it's really not much sense wasting a whole lot of time on the Smythe division. I like Eddie Johnson as a coach in Chicago. It should be a relatively easy matter, I think, for Chicago to win, but Vancouver could push hard in that division. If they can stay free of injuries, they've got some good young talent. I had to take some notes here about the other clubs because Winnipeg and Edmonton have joined that division. Lucky thing for them. And Colorado, a lot of people think Don Cherry will perform miracles there. I don't see that in the works.
Where do you think the Rockies will finish?
They'll be in 4th place on my list.
Well, I think they'll stay at the bottom. Yeah, I don't think that... with all due respect to Cherry and the first draft choice, Rob Ramage, there's still a lot of work to be done to beef up that team.
You think they'll finish ahead of Winnipeg and Edmonton?
No, I think Colorado will be at the bottom.
Oh, I've got them ahead of Winnipeg now.
I don't think that'll happen.
Okay.
No, right. I think Edmonton will finish ahead of Winnipeg, but behind the other 3. I think Vancouver can win the division, Chicago second, and St. Louis third. The Norris division, do you want to toss coins for who's going to be second? Because we know who's going to win the division.
Montreal, of course. I have Detroit in second. I know they had a very poor season last year, the Rogie Vachon thing to start off, but I look for them to move up quite high in the standings in that division, along with Pittsburgh, another tough club. And I put Los Angeles, a rather even Steven club, down in 4th position, just ahead of Hartford.
Well, there's no quarrel with Montreal. I think Pittsburgh might stay ahead of Detroit for second. I think Hartford, as the most experienced of the WHA teams, might, for this season anyway, surprise some people. There are the Keons and the Lacroix and, of course, Gordy. But I think they could finish 4th ahead of Los Angeles. I don't know how long the Kings can continue with Dion and Goring and Taylor as really the only gunners in the team, and they're still weak at the blue line.
Pretty good coach there, though, in Bob Barry.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. The Adams division is the other tough one to pick. I think if the Patrick division, because of its strength, is difficult, so is the Adams for the same reason.
It really is. You know, you're going to say I've been listening to too much of King Clancy's Irish Blarney, but would you believe I'm going to put Toronto on top, and I know a lot of people will say, no way. But I think Buffalo, there's going to be a problem there with injuries, and Scotty's going to have a lot more headaches there than you ever did in Montreal. And I think Boston may decline quite a bit this year under new coach Freddie Creighton. And with 8 players over 30 and Brad Park with that bad knee, that's going to cost them heavily. I think they're going to slip quite badly. So I've got Toronto, Buffalo, Boston, Minnesota could be a surprise in the division, and Quebec at the bottom.
Quebec, everybody's saying, will be the strongest of the 4 WHA teams. Hasn't been shown in preseason play, and just because they're 5th in the Adams division doesn't mean that they can't still be the team that a lot of people think they'll be. I think Boston's still number 1. They could have won the Stanley Cup last year. Let's not forget they came awfully close to beating the Canadiens. Buffalo 2. I think Minnesota may have improved more than the Leafs, and I'm going to pick them ahead of Toronto with Quebec 5th. But as I say, that's going to be a strong division along with the Patrick division. Well, we don't agree on anything, which is just fine. And if people are taking notes, well, somebody's going to hear about this at the end of the season. Thank you, Brian. Coming up next, Bob Goldamu had his predictions printed in the Toronto Star, so he's on record too. Our intermission continues in just a moment.
When you shop the ShopRite catalog, ShopRite catalog way, it's as easy as turning pages when you buy the ShopRite catalog way, it's as easy as turning pages.
It's as easy as turning pages.
Good evening, I'm Sue Prestige, and this is News Update. General Motors unveils its planned expansion in Windsor tomorrow. It is known that those plans do not include either an aluminum foundry or a van plant. The